Add to screen. All right, here we go. All right, guys, so this is a fight that's going down on the undercard of Matthias versus Dalton Smith. Now, this is a 50-50 fight. The odds here are from Sportsbet Australia. I only use them just because I like their interface. It's very similar on Bet365. Whichever way you dice it on the money line, whether you go Santiago or Cedeno, it's going to be money in return. So $100 gets you your money back, plus 96 both ways. Santiago's the veteran. You would recognize Alfredo Santiago's name. 7 years ago, I think it was around 7 years ago, he fought Devin Haney. He lost a decision. He doesn't have a perfect record, as you can see. 2 of those losses, one of them comes by stoppage. His most recent sort of form, in my opinion, he hasn't been the most active, but he's shown signs of crawling his way back from those 2 losses. He's 4-0 in his last 4. He's only fought 4 times since 2021, a stoppage loss, but out of his 4 wins, 3 of them come by way of knockout. In his opponent, this is a Dominican versus Dominican matchup, by the way. Henry Cedeno. Cedeno, they call him La Bazooka for his fan-friendly style. 16-0, 12 knockouts. He hasn't been the most active as well. When we talk about activity, this day and age with promotional companies and limited high-level main event spots with the bigger promotions, it's not always the fighter's fault. Cedeno, like I said, he only fought once last year in terms of a real sanction fight. He takes part a lot in that combat league. If you guys know who Dewey Cooper is, he's an MMA and boxing striking coach. Dewey Cooper runs TCL, the combat league, where you fight these one-rounders. And Henry Cedeno has been more active fighting these one-rounders. Maybe it's just to stay active and stay busy. I think that's kind of what it's like. His last sanctioned 10-rounder was in April, a fight in which he won. When you look at Cedeno's resume, you're not going to see a lot of names that pop off the paper. This is by far his biggest step up. This is an opportunity on the international stage, and it's an opportunity for both men to elevate themselves at 140 pounds. Santiago, he's the one with, the brighter resume. He's the one that you'll recognize names on, Fortuna. Jorge Fortuna's on that resume. You'll see guys, like I already talked about Devin Haney. He has victory. He beat, who's the kid from that just fought Pitbull Cruz, Angel Fierro. So Alfredo Santiago is going to be the more technical boxer. He's going to be the guy who wants to control range. Alfredo Santiago, in my opinion, he wins this fight with his jab, and he wins this fight with his counter boxing. He has no problem fighting off of that back foot and finding openings. When you look at his opponent, Cedeno is the flashy guy. I was talking about this in our Discord. My issues with Cedeno, now the things he does really well, Cedeno, he has good power, good pressure, good volume. The thing about that style, though, is flashy. He'll drop his hands. He'll clown you in a fight. He's one of these, machismo-type Dominican fighters, Dominican versus Dominican. But the stylistic matchups couldn't be more different. Like I said, Alfredo has the more pro style, if you ask me. I think Cedeno's style looks good at the low to mid level when you're styling on people. Think about what Ben Whitaker looked like on his come up, and then the first fight against Liam Cameron when he stepped up and what that looked like. And this is kind of what I always think about when I think about flashy. What other styles could we throw in there? Sort of reflex styles like a Joshua Kelly as well. The issues you have when you finally step up in these sort of styles is when, Josh, to use him as an example, because he's getting ready to fight against Murtazaev at the end of the month. Reflex style, he's been known to run out of gas, and his cardio with all those wasted movements. It's sort of questions that I have for flashy styles as you level up in Cedeno. I question his cardio. I question, will that style level up well? Will it fall apart against an Alfredo Santiago, a guy who knows the ebbs and flows of fights? He's been at the world level before. He's overcome adversity before. He's going to be the much more tactical guy, being able to manage a gas tank. Henry Cedeno is going to come out there guns a-blazing, going to want to put on a show. It's going to be a fun fight. It's a 50-50 firefight. It really is. Dominican Republic stand up, the DR. So 196 both ways. If you want my prediction, I'm going with Santiago. I'm leaning on the veteran. I'm leaning on that world level experience to get him through. I think if he manages distance and manages range well with his jab, he should be able to win rounds and frustrate Henry Cedeño enough. I also think he might be a level above. La Bazooka has the marketing. He has the cult following behind him. I just haven't seen him fight higher level competition. I don't mind being proven wrong here, but when I'm thinking about my money and in return, I like Santiago here in this fight. So with that being said, I'm going to say what's up to everybody. I'm going to